Welcome students, welcome to the lecture series of Open Systems for Web Technologies. In the previous sessions, you have to learn what is a server, what is a client, and what is the web server, and what are the different types of open source web servers. So now, in this session, you have to learn in detail about what is Apache HTTP web server and what is the architecture of Apache HTTP web server and what are the components of Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. So let us discuss one by one. So these are the topics we have to cover in this session. So introduction, Apache architecture and request module and Apache directory and how to install Apache web server in Linux and Windows operating system and Apache Tomcat and Tomcat components. Here the first one, what is Apache HTTP web server? So here it is initially started in the year 1996, the author Robert McCall. So he is the author who invented the Apache HTTP web server. Since 1996, Apache web server has been the most popular HTTP server in the market. So since 1996, this is the most popular web server in the market. And next, Apache is a open source web server. So it is one of the most open source web server. And in the year 2009, it becomes the first web server to serve approximately 100 million of websites. So here in 2009, the HTTP web server was served the more than 100 million websites. And next one, it handles HTTP requests, send it to and then able to process them. So it accepts HTTP requests and send it back to the response in the format of HTTP responses. And next one, Apache is developed and maintained by the open community developers under Apache Software Foundation. Apache Software Foundation. And it is used to support both static and dynamic web pages. So this Apache HTTP web server supports both web pages like static and dynamic web pages. So what is a static and what is dynamic? These two types of web pages are already discussed in the previous sessions. Okay, so the static and dynamic web pages. So both web pages are supported by this Apache HTTP web server. And the next one, so many programming languages are supported in this HTTP web server like PHP, Perl, Python, and along with the MySQL databases. So the most supported programming languages are PHP, Perl, Python, along with MySQL databases. So these are the most popular programming languages supported by the HTTP web server. And the next one, so as of 2016, the Apache web server serves approximately 46.14% of the websites. So in 2016, it will cover approximately 46.14% in the market. It occupies, it serves services approximately 46.14% of the websites. And the next one, Apache web server architecture. So here the total entire Apache architecture will be divided into two main components. The first one is Apache core component and the second one is Apache modules. So the entire architecture will be divided into two components. The first one is the main one of the main component is Apache core component and the second one Apache modules. So the first one, what is Apache core modules? What is Apache core? So which handles the basic functionalities of the server. So this this component will handles the basic functionalities of the servers, such as collecting requests from the clients and maintaining and pulling the connections. So this component is one of the core component in the architecture of the HTTP web server. Coming to the next one, HTTP Apache module. So which are added extension to the server. So these modules are added surrounding to this component, Apache core component. So more than one modules are added this core component. Let us look at into the brief architecture of the web server architecture. So this is the architecture, HTTP web server architecture. So here one of the main component. So this is the one of the main component of the Apache web server, Apache core component, and the second component, Apache modules. So this is the main core component, and this component connected with multiple number of Apache modules. So more than one modules are connected. Okay. So these are the Apache modules. According to the request of the clients, these modules are connected to the core component of the Apache server. So this is the first component, and these are all our Apache modules. This is the second component. Okay. So let us look at into the briefly one by one. So what is the responsibilities and functionalities of the Apache core and Apache modules? Here, the first one, Apache core. So this is the Apache core interacting with all other components that surrounded it. So in this is the Apache core component, the Apache core module components, and this is the basic brain of the Apache web server. So this component is one of the main part of the web server. Okay. So this is the brain of the Apache web server. So this is the internal structure of the Apache core component. So here multiple components are involved. The first one is HTTP protocol, and the second one HTTP main, HTTP protocol, HTTP main, and HTTP request, HTTP core, and alerts and utilities. So these are the different components involved in the Apache core component. So let us look at into one by one briefly. The first component, HTTP protocol. So the first component, HTTP protocol. So these are the core components involved in the Apache core. So the first one, HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol. So this is the one of the main component that handles the routines that communicate directly with the clients. So here this HTTP protocol will directly connected with the client's machines, and with the in the form of HTTP protocols. And this is the component to handle socket connections through the client connects to the server, and all data transfer is done through this component. So this is the HTTP protocol. This component will directly connected with the client machines. Directly connected with the client machines. Coming to the next one, HTTP main component. So what is the responsibility of HTTP main component? Here, this component will responsible for start up the server. This component is used to start up the server and contains the main server loop, and that wait for the accepted connections, and it maintains timeouts. So everything it starts the server and it maintains the timeouts in the HTTP main component. So these are the first two components, and the next one, HTTP request. So what is HTTP request? So here this component handles flow of request processing and passing control modules needed to the right order. So this module, one of the main module in the core components. So this HTTP request will accept the requests from the different modules. All the requests handled by this HTTP request, and this module, this component will flow the request processing. So how to process this request as one component to another component? So everything is maintained by everything maintained by this component, HTTP request, HTTP request component, and it is also in charge of error handling. So if there is any errors occurred, that is the responsibility of HTTP request module. Okay, for example, in the previous session you have to discuss different types of errors like 401 and 404. So there are plenty of error reporting messages are available in HTTP request methods. So this is one of the most important component in the core component module. Okay, and the next one, HTTP core. So here HTTP core, this is the HTTP core module. So what is the responsibility? It just serves the documents. So what are the client's requests, and it will process all the documents according to the client's requests. Okay, it serves the requests, it serves the documents, so it serves the documents. So coming to the next one, alloc component. So this alloc component take care of allocating resource pools. So this allocation component will take care of all the resources pools. So how to allocating these resources to all the components, that is the responsibility of the allocating component. Coming to the last one, HTTP configuration. So this component provide functionalities and other utilities. So this is the last component, HTTP configuration, and including reading configuration files and managing the information gathered from these files, and it support virtual hosts. So this is the HTTP configuration responsibility. It will also act as a virtual host. So these are the main core parts in the HTTP core component. So mainly the core components are HTTP protocol, HTTP main, and HTTP request, and HTTP core, and alloc methods. So these are the core components in the HTTP web server. So coming to the next one, request module. It is also responsibilities of the HTTP request. Okay, so what are the request modules responsibilities? So here the modules were made to extend the functionality of Apache web server. So these are the request modules. So this is the second part of the Apache web server. The main architecture will be divided into two parts. The first one is core component, and the second one is Apache modules. Okay, so already in the previous slide we are discussing core components of the Apache web server, and the next one modules. Okay, so what are the responsibilities of modules? So here these are the responsibilities of Apache modules. So here modules were made extend the functionalities of Apache web server. So based on the client requests, one or more modules are connected with a core component, and however modules do not know directly about each other. So these modules are directly they don't have any functionalities regarding other modules, and most requests are processed by sending the information from one module back to the core, then back to another module until the request is completely handled by the client server. So whenever the client send it to the request to web server, that request is completely, for example, 10 clients are connected with the web server. So that 10 clients requests are received by the web server and completed all the requests and generating responses according to their client requests. They send it to the responses, send it back to the responses to the clients. So Apache has something called request phase. So Apache has something called request phase and handled by the HTTP request component of the core. So every client send it to the requests in the form of HTTP requests. So the phases or logic in the HTTP request module of Apache core control as follows. So how to control these all the requests internally? So let me discuss the first one, the URI to file name translation. So that URI, what is URI? Uniform resource identification. So to file translation, file name translation, that is the responsibility of these modules, and check access based on the host address and other available information. And also this module will checks host addresses and other informations. It check access based on host addresses and other available information. So what are the client addresses and what is the information in the request, what they want, what they receive from the web server. So everything will be checked on these modules. Okay. So then other than get an user ID from HTTP request and validate it. And also it validate the user ID from HTTP request. So the client will connect it with the web server in the format of HTTP request, and then that it will check that user ID. So that HTTP request, according to this HTTP request, they will check and validate the user IDs. And the next one, authorize the users, and only authorized users can access the data from the web servers. That is the responsibility of the request modules, and it determines the MIME type of requested objects. So this the MIME is one of the security protocol. And next one, send the actual data back to the client. So then it prepared the responses and send it back to the client machines. And the last one, log the requests. So it maintain what are the requests from the clients. Everything it will maintain the in the modules. Okay. So these are the responsibilities of HTTP Apache modules. So coming to the next one, Apache directories. So in the Apache directory, what are the subdirectories and directories are there in the folders? These the Apache directories. So whenever we are successfully installing Apache web server in our operating system, it will show us like this. So this is the directory structure of Apache web server in Windows operating system. Okay. So here different types of directories are shown in this slide. The first one is bin directory. So this is the bin directory. The first one, bin directory. So here the location of the actual Apache program and other utilities. So this is the one of the directory in the Apache web server. And the next one, configure. So it is there in this config directory. So what is this? So this config directory, location of the configuration files. So this configuration directory will maintain all the configuration files. And next one, htdocs. So htdocs, here it is, htdocs. What it will maintain? The directory where web pages and associated files are kept in this folder. Okay. So here the htdocs is another directory and it will maintain the web pages and associated files. So it will, this is the directory to store all the web pages and what are the associated files are there. All the web pages and files are kept in this folder, htdocs folder. And the next one, logs directory. So here the logs directory, here it is there. So the logs directory. So the logs directory where Apache keeps all the logging files. So what is the logs are available in the web server, that all the log files are maintained by this directory, logs directory. Coming to the next one, man. So this Unix man pages for Apache. So here the manuals. So it shows what are the manuals are available in the web server. The all manuals are kept in this manual directory, man. Coming to the last one, CGI bin. So here it is, the CGI bin directory. So what it will? So here the CGI bin, common gateway interface directory. So this directory where CGI scripts are kept here. So all the interacting files are kept in this CGI bin directory. So these are the directories are there in Apache web server. So there are different types of directories are available in the Apache web server. These are the sample directories, bin directory, next configuration directory, htdocs, logs, man and CGI bin directory. So other than these directories, some icons include libraries and error. So these are the other directories available in Apache HTTP web server. So this is the directory structure of Apache web server. Then coming to the next one, how to install Apache web server in Linux operating system. So I will show you how to install Apache web server in Linux operating system and how to install how to install Apache web server in Windows operating system. Okay, let me see first how to install Apache web server in Linux operating system. The first open command prompt, open terminal. In Linux we are using terminal. Okay, so in the terminal we can type sudo apt-get space install space Apache 2. This command will install the Apache web server. Coming to the next one, how to uninstall. So this is the command sudo apt-get remove Apache 2. So this command will remove the Apache web server from in the Linux operating system. Okay, coming to the next one, how to know the status of Apache web server. The command is sudo services Apache 2 status. So here it will returns the status of Apache web server. Coming to the next one, how to start Apache web server. So here we have to, whenever we are executing our web server, whenever we are using that HTTP web server, we can start that web server and stop that web server. Okay, so then only we can use that web server. After starting the web server, we can send it to the request to the clients. We can send the request from the clients and get back the results from the web server. Then only we can use our web server. So here, how to start the web server. So this is the command sudo services Apache 2 space start. So this is the command sudo service space Apache 2 space start. This command is used for start the Apache web server in Linux operating system. And then how to stop. So simply type, instead of start we can type stop. Okay, sudo service Apache 2 space stop. So then it will stop the Apache server, web server. Then command to restart. Then how to restart the web server. The command is sudo service Apache 2 restart. So in Linux operating system, it is simply to install Apache web server. So these are the few commands for using the Apache web server, like installing, uninstalling, how to start, and what is the status, and how to stop, and how to restart the web server. These are the commands in Linux operating system. Then what about Windows operating system? Then how to install Apache web server in Windows operating system. So this is the procedure to install Apache web server in our Windows operating system. The first step is, so then navigate the Apache website. So here just we can go through the website httpd.apache.org. This is the official website to download our Apache web server. It is an open source web server. Okay, and click on downloads. So here different tabs are available, but we are downloading the web server. So then we can go through this download button. Okay, and here after being redirecting download page, select file for Microsoft Windows. So what is our task? We are installing the web server in Windows operating system. So that's why we are choosing. So here different options are available. So this is the first downloaded web page. So here different options are available, binaries and security official patches and other than file systems and files for Microsoft Windows. So here we are choosing this link, files for Microsoft Windows. So then we are clicking this option. Okay, after that you are choosing, whenever we are clicking for Microsoft Windows, it will show us this prompt. So here download Apache for Windows. So here it will shows different links, Apache host, Apache launch, and bitmap, WAMP stack, WAMP server, XAMPP. So here different types of links available, but we are choosing the second option, Apache long. Apache long. So whenever we are clicking this link, this is the next web page, it will shows this web page. So what it will contains? So here it will returns different types of different versions of the software, like 64-bit operating system, it's suitable for 64-bit or 32-bit operating system. So depends upon your operating system bit version, you are choosing 64-bit, Windows 64 or Windows 32. So our system, so most of the systems nowadays is Windows 64. So now I am choosing Apache 2.4.46 Windows 64. So whenever you are clicking on this link, just it will download it your Apache web server software. Second step, open a command prompt. So after installing Apache web server software, then go to the second step, open a command prompt, run as an administrator. So you are opening in our operating system, just simply open our command prompt with run as a administrator privileges. So that command prompt run as a administration privileges. Then navigate to directory. So your downloaded software will be pasted into the C drive in this folder. Okay. So that downloaded software will be extracting, after extracting that software will be pasted into the C drive Apache 24. So this is the after extracting, this is the path C:/Apache 24/bin. So we are choosing we are setting environmental variables also. Okay, and add Apache as a Windows services. So in that command prompt we are typing http.exe-k install, and this is the command to install our HTTP web server through command prompt. So in the Windows operating system we are installing that web server through command prompt with a administration privileges. Okay, so this is the command http.exe-k install-n Apache HTTP server. So in this way we can install our HTTP web server in Windows operating system. So coming to the next one, the third step is, so up to now we are not facing any errors. If you are facing any issues like any errors, then it will need C++, Visual Studio C++. So someone may be getting these types of errors. So this will not supported. Please install Visual Studio C++ software. So then go through this link and just install the Visual Studio C++ software. Then only it will work properly. Okay. After that, the fourth step is open Windows services and start Apache HTTP service. So here in the previous Linux operating system, how to start the web server? The command is http. What is the command? How to start the service? Sudo service Apache start. So in this is the command to start web service in Linux operating system. But in Windows operating system, you can just simply click on Windows home button, then press, then type services. It will shows all the services in the in your operating system. So here you are choosing Apache 24. You are selecting Apache 24. Then after selecting that Apache 24, you can click on right button. It will shows start, stop, different services. Okay, you can choose start the services, then the web server will automatically start the web server. Okay, in the services, whenever you are clicking on Windows home button, you can just type services. That services will shows a window dialog box. It will returns different types of services. Okay, number of services it will shows. Next, in the number of services you can choose Apache 24. So then choose that Apache is 24. Then you can click on right button. It will shows what are the options available. In that options you can choose start the services. So that option will start the web server in Windows operating system. So after starting your web server, then you can choose that web server and you requesting web clients requests and send it back to the responses back to the server clients. Then finally you can stop the web services. Coming to the next one, Apache Tomcat. So Apache Tomcat is referred to as Tomcat is an open source web server developed by Apache Software Foundation. So this Apache Tomcat will developed by the Apache Software Foundation, and this Tomcat implements only for Java specifications. So this Tomcat server will applicable only for Java specifications like Java servlets and Java server pages. And next one, it provides a pure Java HTTP web server environment in which Java code can run. So this web server will execute only for Java specified applications, Java based applications like Java servlets, Java server pages, JSPs. Okay, so this is the server only applicable for Java specification applications. And the next one, the Tomcat is written in Java. The Tomcat is written in Java language, but the Apache HTTP web server is written in C++ language. Reminder this one. The Apache HTTP web server will developed by the language in C++ language, but this Apache Tomcat server will developed by Java language. And the next one, what are the components involved in Apache Tomcat? There are different components are there. The first component is Catalina. It is a servlet container. Next slide I will show the what is the architecture of Apache Tomcat, not Apache web server. It is a Java based server. Okay, only applicable for Java based applications. Okay, and the first component is Catalina. It is a servlet container. And the next one, Kyoto, and it is an HTTP connector. And the next one, Jasper. It is a JSP engine, Java server page engines. And the next one, Context, Realm, and Web. So these are the components in the Tomcat architecture. So let me show what is the architecture of the Apache Tomcat. So this is the architecture of the Apache Tomcat. The first one is engine. Here we are using Catalina. So here we are using the engine is Catalina engine, and the next one, connector. So here we are using Kyoto. So one of the component in the Apache Tomcat, in the previous slide we are showing Kyoto. So the Kyoto is a connector to connect to the client requests. And the next one, Context and Jasper. So Jasper is a JSP machine, and the Realm and Valve. So these are the components in the Apache Tomcat. So let me discuss in briefly one by one. The first one, engine. Engine is nothing but Catalina. So an engine represents request processing pipeline for specific services. So this is the engine represents request processing pipeline for specific services. So in this engine we are using Catalina. So Catalina is Tomcat servlet container. Tomcat servlet container. So here, so this is the engine. In this engine we are using Catalina component. So this Catalina component will work as a servlet container, and this Catalina implements Sun microsystem specifications for servlet and Java server pages, JSPs. And the next one, in the Tomcat, so we are using the Realm. So the Realm is a element to represent a databases. So this Realm element is represent a database of usernames and passwords, and what is the role of the assigned users. So here the component main responsibility is it will access any databases and to check the usernames and passwords and assign the roles of the users. So this is the responsibility of the component of Rheum. Okay. And the next component, Kyoto. So what is the responsibilities of Kyoto? So Kyoto handles the communication with the client. So here this is the component of Kyoto. So this component will works. This component will communicates with the client. So here another client machines are there. That client machines will connected to this Kyoto connector. Okay, so different types of connectors are available: AJP, SSL, and Kyoto. And based upon different types of it will works based different types of it runs on different types of ports. So different types of ports: 8080, 443, and 80. So here this Kyoto will run on the port on 80 port. So here the Kyoto is a connector component for Tomcat that supports HTTP 1.1 protocol as a web server, and this allows Catalina, nominally Java Servlet or JSP container. It also acts as a plain web server. So this connector will connected to the client machines to JSPs, in the form of HTTP requests and HTTP responses. So here the Kyoto listens for incoming connections, to the server, on a specific TCP port. So here we are using 80 port, and forwards the request to the Tomcat engine. So here this connector will receive the request from the client and it forwards the request to the engine. Coming to the next one, next component, Jasper component. So the Jasper is a Tomcat JSP engine. So this is the here we are using the Jasper component. So here this Jasper is a Tomcat JSP engine. So Jasper passes JSP files. Here it will passes JSP files to compile them into Java code. So everything we are using in Java platform. Okay, Java code. At runtime, Jasper detects changes to JSP files and recompile them. So if any changes detected, then again it will be recompiled. After this component, the next one is context. So here the context is the innermost element. So the context is the innermost element of the architecture. Okay, and it represents a single web applications, and it represents a single web application. Tomcat automatically initiates and configures a standard context upon loading your applications. So this context component will load your applications. And the last component, valve component. So here this valve is an interpreter like element that interrupt your requests based upon the server responses. Okay, so here when inserted in a container, whenever we are inserted this valve component in the Tomcat server, it intercepts all the incoming HTTP requests before they reach the applications. So this acts as a valve component will prevent the requests based upon the server's busyness. Okay, so here this valve is the one of the most important component in the Tomcat server. Okay, Apache Tomcat server. So then how to install Apache Tomcat in our system? So these are the commands. So command to install Tomcat. So sudo apt install Tomcat 7. So this is the version of Tomcat server. Sudo apt-get install Tomcat 7. And then next, how to uninstall Tomcat server? Sudo apt remove Tomcat. Whenever we are installing the software, we are using install, and the next, whenever we are uninstalling, then we can give the command sudo apt-get remove the software name. Next, commands to stop, start and restart the Tomcat. So these are the commands to stop, start, restart and status. So as usually previously we are discussing how to start, stop and status and restart the Apache HTTP web server in Linux operating system. So same like sudo services Tomcat 7 start, sudo service Tomcat 7 stop. So this command will stop the server Tomcat server, and this first command is used to start Apache Tomcat server, and the sudo service Tomcat 7 space restart. So this command will restart the Apache Tomcat, and the last one is the sudo service Tomcat 7 status. It will return the status of the Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. So these are the procedures, these are the commands to install Apache Tomcat in our Linux operating system. So in this session you have to learn different types of what are the architecture of Apache HTTP Apache web server, and what are the components in that Apache web server. There are two types of components, Apache core and Apache modules, and later we are discussing different components of Apache Tomcat, okay, Kyoto, Catalina, JSP and COM and Realm and well, so these are the different components in the Apache Tomcat, and how to install web servers and how to install Apache Tomcat in our Linux and Windows operating system. Okay, so these are the topics we have to discuss in this session. So if you have any doubts, please mail me.